President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government.
Now, doggone it, that's enough. Now, anybody want to tell me just what in the delusional diva type of doo-doo is going on here? Lady, look, I understand Trump is your friend. I get all of that. I get it, okay? And this may be big news. I don't know, okay? All this is above my head. Only thing you know is what the newspapers and media outlets put out there, all right? Okay, now he done got his ass arrested. He's the first former president to ever end up getting arrested. Now, we can still see that there's some privilege here, and it ain't white privilege. This is green privilege right here, because you get arrested and don't even get a mug shot. How much money you got to have? How much connections you got to have to get arrested and not even have a damn mug shot? That you own something. But then, lady, skip all that. You go mess around and compare him to Nelson Mandela and Jesus. You can't put him in the same group as them. First of all, Jesus in a class all by himself. He died for our sins. That's it. That's it. You don't put Nelson, as great as Nelson Mandela was, he ain't in there. Jesus is by himself. How you gonna compare Donald Trump to Jesus? Do you know what the crimes were like? Do I need to explain this to you? You understand what I'm saying? Donald Trump wasn't fighting for no damn humanity. He wasn't. He ain't get arrested for that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they got on this man. And look, all right, Jesus got arrested because he was going around telling people, look, I'm the Son of God, and he was teaching people how, the right way to live and to follow the Lord and this, that, and working miracles. And by the time Jesus was, 30 years old, he was a superstar. You understand what I'm saying? He was famous. He was more famous than Michael. Everybody was talking about this guy named Jesus. And the problem with that was that the people who were well-to-do, the people who were already had their stuff together, did not like Jesus. If you want to put it all in layman terms, think about it. If Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, do you think the funeral director liked Jesus? No, he don't. You running around here raising people from the dead. If Jesus gave the lame man, he touched him and healed him and made him walk. So now the lame man can't even buy no canes. The person who make canes and wheelchairs and things like that, they don't like Jesus. They like, he bad for my money. You understand what I'm saying? He messing up the economy. You know what I mean? Jesus healed the blind. One minute you can see, one minute you can't see. Now Jesus spit and make mud rub on and tell you go wash your face. Now you can see. Now all of a sudden, now do you think the people at Lens Crafters like Jesus? No. They don't like him. The people who make eye patches, they don't like him. They sell eye patches. They don't like him. So with all these people who were business owners and politicians, the preachers didn't like Jesus. You know why? Because Jesus was saying, hey, this is the way to go. And the people started following Jesus. And they coming to Jesus. And if they not coming to the preachers, and if they stop coming to the preachers, that means they ain't going to church and they not paying tithes. The preachers looked up and said, wait a minute, the temples are empty. Where are the people going to worship? And all the people were surrounded by Jesus. That's why I sold the preachers and the politicians and all the powers that be, because they said, look, we got to get rid of them, because pretty soon, if he keep going in another 5-10 years, everybody's going to be looking to him, and he going to be the most powerful man on the land. We got to get rid of him now. That's why he was killed. Now, Nelson Mandela, he was fighting against apartheid. Do we need to go? Yes, I guess I do. Nelson Mandela was fighting against crimes against humanity. Okay? There was a certain group of people who decided that they were going to come to South Africa, and the people who were already there, does it start sounding familiar? They they took them and said, look, we are in control. Y'all can no longer indulge in the wealth of this country. We are going to occupy this land, and we're going to rob this land blind. We're going to take all the resources. We're going to do all this stuff, and we are going to make sure that you all cannot benefit from anything of the riches of this land. That's what apartheid was all about, in a nutshell. And Nelson Mandela fought against that. That's why he was arrested. Now, Trump, on the other hand, I don't know everything about it, but I do know that he had sex with that porn star girl, and then he gave her some money, some hush money, and then she went and started explaining some stuff. And then there's a little talk about him rigging the election. I don't know. Jesus and Nelson Mandela ain't never rigged no election. And I know Jesus did not have sex with no porn star. So the comparison boggles me, ma'am. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But to each his own. I mean, that's your man. That's your friend. That's your friend. You compare him to a lot of people. Hell, Jeffrey Dahmer, they locked him up too. Have at it.